if there's a change in exchange rates. If your exchange rate, let's say, depreciates, okay, if the exchange rates depreciate, what happens to your net exports? Okay, so there are some schools where they assume, all right, I have to assume PED X greater than 1. I have to assume PED M is greater than 1. Each one exceeds 1, version 1. Other schools may say, I assume this thing is called Marshall-Lerner condition. Derivation, don't need to know, it's done through calculus, right? But if let's say in your school notes, the assumption is PED M exceeds 1. If they choose version 3, what is the reason, right? Why version 3? Why not version 1? Why not version 2? Okay, the version 3 is unique because it considers everything in terms of domestic currency. Okay, so let me explain how this thing works. If I weaken the currency, I have X minus M, and we know it's not quantity here, right? It's a PX QX minus PM QM. So we are looking at export revenue minus import spending. If the currency depreciates, we see a fall in the price of exports in foreign currencies. So that means if let's say the very unfortunate coronavirus, the renminbi depreciates, to us buying Chinese goods will become cheaper. So Chinese goods become cheaper in Sing dollar. Okay, but to the Chinese, there will be higher price of imports in their local currency. If the currency is weaker, it's more expensive to buy everything from other countries. Okay, so by the law of demand, you will see this going up, this going down. And when they move in opposite directions, we are stuck. We don't know what happens to the final outcome, which is why we needed elasticities. Okay, so using PED M exceeds 1, first understands that, well, if this is domestic or local currency, well, this is foreign currency. It's like the cow's head doesn't match the horse's mouth. That's a Chinese saying. 牛头不对马嘴, right? Don't match. So they say, why not we consider everything in terms of domestic currency? When you consider everything in terms of domestic currency, something happens here. You see, people are buying more of your exports, but truly the price of your exports in domestic currency has not changed, If my exchange rate weakens, our goods will be more expensive, will be cheaper in foreign currency. But in terms of our own currency, the price has not changed. The price has not changed, yet people are buying more. So we say there's higher demand for our exports. So this actually goes back to demand and supply. A change in demand is a non-price determinant. In this case, since the price has not changed, it's a change in demand, not a change in quantity demanded. But over here, okay, same thing applies. The price goes up in local currency, quantity demanded falls. So if we assume PED-M exceeds 1, then we will get a more than proportionate fall. Therefore, we will have a lower level of import spending, whereas this is higher X. Okay. Higher demand, revenue will definitely go up. Okay, so depreciation will result in net exports going up. That's why. Okay. So just in case you need to revisit this, I can just pull it out. Okay. So this is why Hua Xiong uses PED-M. Okay. If you want, you can take a